Hello and welcome to video number 5 in this series on chapter 1 of Jekyll and Hyde. Again, we're going to see some quotations that you will use whatever the essay is. Let's jump straight into the extract. I gave a few helloa, took to my heels, collared my gentleman, and brought him back to where there was already quite a group about the screaming child. He was perfectly cool and made no resistance, but gave me one look so ugly that it brought out the sweat on me like running. The people who had turned out were the girl's own family, and pretty soon the doctor, for whom she had been sent, put in his appearance. Well, the child was not much the worse, more frightened, according to the sawbones, and there you might have supposed would be an end to it. But there was one curious circumstance. I had taken a loathing to my gentleman at first sight, and so had the child's family, which was only natural. Well, let's interpret that. So, the most evil desire here isn't Hyde. He is not the most evil character in this. It's the desire to murder, which we're just about to meet. I'll go back to the loathing that they had at first sight. So it's this desire to murder. This is exactly what Enfield expresses with his and the doctor's loathing at first sight. Interestingly, this is also shared by the girl's family, which Enfield describes as only natural. In other words, this desire to kill, based on just one meeting, he's saying is a perfectly natural human desire. Here, Stevenson is alluding to human nature, which is quite happy to fantasize and indeed carry out murder. Yes, Hyde will murder later in the novel, but why? Is it simply an expression of his growing evil, or an attack on the Victorian impulses to repress desires, which I referred to in my earlier video, and you will get explained more in my next ones. So let's finish with a quick look at my vocabulary choices in bold, which remember you can use in every single essay. So instead, that's another one of those words that says you're weighing things up, looking at more than one interpretation. This quotation, loathing at first sight, is always going to be relevant to your discussion about Hyde. So memorize it, use it every time. There's that word allusion again here as alluding. And you're always going to be writing about human nature here, because that's one of the themes that Stevenson has in mind. He's saying, are we truly like the combination of Jekyll and Hyde? Are we all in fact like that? And then I keep forgetting that this isn't a novel, it's a novella, so I sneakily changed that between screens. And then finally you will always write about the Victorian impulse to repress desires. This is context again. He's always attacking Victorian society, and in particular this idea to repress things, which leads to Hyde becoming so violent. And we can also say that it's Jekyll being repressed in his society, which causes him to create Hyde in the first place. So that Victorian repression will always be relevant. Good luck. Don't forget, new video coming tomorrow.